Well, looks like we're doing our first official show that went to streaming.
I'm off to summer camp.
You all know Spongebob. At this point, he's one of the most iconic cartoon characters alongside Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny. And for 20 years, he managed to do that while only having one single show. But finally, in 2021, as one of their premiere shows for Paramount Plus, they announced a spin-off that would focus on the Bikini Bottom gang when they were younger going to summer camp. It was immediately trashed as a bad idea. Some called it an insult to Steven Hillenburg's memory, and they tried to ease people in by basically making the third Spongebob movie a backdoor pilot, but it didn't work. I did watch the first few episodes shortly after they premiered, and I found them to be very mediocre. I didn't hate them, there were some good jokes and the stories were fine. That said, it got a second season, so it must have did something right. The episode we'll be looking at is called Are You Afraid of the Dork? It premiered in July on both Paramount Plus and Nickelodeon. So since it's a parody of Are You Afraid of the Dark, we begin with Bubble Bass leading the Midnight Frights instead of Midnight Society.
Now, who'd like to hear some scary stories?
Oh, is this gonna be another anthology episode? Hey look, it's Kevin. Why is he here? Oh, what do I care? I'm still confused how Sandy's here despite them not meeting till SpongeBob's an adult. Yeah, I know they tried to explain it, it's still stupid. Fine, I won't complain about continuity. The Flying Dutchman rises from the lake and we get a few jokes that almost work. We begin with Bubble Bass's story that starts on a dark and stormy night. I've seen like 15 episodes that started the same way this month. You're gonna have to try harder than that. He's alone in his cabin and decides to pass the time by playing Wizards, Lizards, Gizzards, which looks like Candyland, and Dungeons & Dragons fucked.
I rolled a 1, so I moved 1 space and landed on go back 1 space.
Okay, that's funny. But then it runs the joke into the ground as it turns out that's part of the story. SpongeBob and Patrick take over the tale by making the power go out, but he shuts that shit down.
We're just trying to help.
Yeah, your story needed some punching up.
I agree. Oh, and apparently the story of the evil dice that only lands on 1 scares them, although the Dutchman's not impressed.
111? Lame.
You know, I never kept up with SpongeBob, but the ones who did usually said the Flying Dutchman was one of the few characters who was usually funny, and so far I agree. Anyway, time for this Karen to tell the story. I don't know her name, I don't care to learn her name, so let's just get into it. We do get another funny joke involving a teddy bear, but anyway, this woman's story involves not being able to find her butler. Oh my god, they killed Jenkins! Oh god, the Dutchman killed Potty! Well, Karen Fish is scared of all the utensils. The worst, of course, are the sporks. Ugh, so unnatural.
Sporks?
Oh, come on, man. Sporks are the devil's culinary tool.
It looks like this candy dance campfire needs a visit from a real master of hair-raising horror.
You know, I just realized that the Dutchman's played by Bill Murray's brother, Brian Doyle Murray. I knew I heard that voice before, I just never put it together. Before Larry can tell his story, the Dutchman invades, causing everyone to run away, but forces them all back with plants. Didn't know he had that power.
Yo, bro, not cool.
It's not out of character for Larry to say bro. It's just weird hearing it in a SpongeBob episode.
It was my turn to tell a story.
And what was your scary story, Lobster Roll? Someone not wiped down the gym equipment after using it?
Those fuckers deserve to die. The Dutchman turns the fire green, so I guess it's now connected to the Flu Network. Actually, I think that's right, as Larry is transported through it. He enters his cabin to find a giant green present, a gift from the Flying Dutchman. I think I know where this is going. No, it's actually a workout machine. Maybe the same thing will happen to him that happened to Lewis in Final Destination 3. No, it just makes him super butch in seconds. Did he get anchor arms? No, it causes his shell to crack off, so maybe we'll get a recreation of Shell of a Man. He gets in a hot tub, but it turns out it's butter. So maybe this will end like Wishing You Well.
What are you gonna do? Eat me?
Or maybe it'll end like Shanghai. How many other episodes am I gonna have to reference? The Dutchman eats his shell and the story ends with Larry on a merit badge.
Well, how's that for a scary story?
Not really that much better than the others. I still say the one about not wiping down gym equipment would have been scarier. Next up is Bubble Bass's turn.
Oh, what? And I paid for extra high-speed wicked Wi-Fi!
Ha! Well, this story starts with Bubble Bass at his cabin when a green meteorite slams down. Boy, this can only end well.
Don't be frightened by the look in my eye. I'm just your average evil meteor from out of the sky.
Actually, it gives him superpowers, like the ability to fly. Seen it? So he dons a costume which basically just looks like Superman but with a mask.
For years, I was laughed at and called a nerd for my love of superheroes.
Do you know anything about kids nowadays? No one would make fun of a kid for reading comic books anymore. Turns out everyone else got superpowers too.
Hey, what's with the outfit? Is it Halloween?
Well, it's supposed to be. So all the other kids have decided to become supervillains, and I guess that's the scary part since that's where the story ends.
Bubble Bass is on the bed!
Enjoy your nightmares.
We get a sort of funny joke about the rich bitch giving the Dutchman unlimited credit so he can upgrade his ship, but he still makes her a patch, and now we're left with our main cast. And our next story is about Squidward. Hey, where'd he go?
He vamoosed.
Well, how'd he get away?
Looks like ink.
Feels like ink.
Tastes like ink.
Ew. Upset he's just let the other three go.
Well, being a squirrel of science, I don't believe in ghosts.
But talking sponges are legit. SpongeBob and Patrick enter the fire thing on their own accord.
So you kids want to be in a scary story, huh?
Not really, no. I guess I've grown out of that kid stuff.
I've seen you as an adult. You'll never grow out of kid stuff. Says the 31-year-old talking about SpongeBob.
Here's something all kids are afraid of.
School?
Being in trouble.
At school?
So the two are in trouble for something landing in Camp Master Crab's office, and he's coming to punish them.
Don't worry, it's nothing serious.
So Krabby the Clown tries to scare them, but they're having too much fun, eventually revealing him to be the Dutchman.
I don't know how you two fish gizzards got the best of me.
You'll get used to it. They turn him into one of the golf ball people from Gravity Falls.
Ah! Oh no! This is my biggest fear. I'm 10 years old and back in summer camp.
My biggest fear is my car breaking down.
Unable to snap his fingers to escape because he doesn't know how yet, they take him out for some fun and lead to him being stung by jellyfish, slamming into a pole and getting wedgies. Oh come on, Dutchie, burnt to a crisp marshmallows are the best. I don't care what anyone says. He learns to snap and returns to normal, but SpongeBob and Patrick escape because it's past bedtime.
Yeah, D. Thanks for the scary stories. Not.
What are we, in 2006?
They put out the fire, the other three are freed, and somehow Dutchman is patched.
What the? I've been patched! No! I hate summer camp!
Well, that was... meh.
I did laugh a fair amount, not as much as the best SpongeBob episodes, but about the amount of an average good one. Even the characters are fine, they act how I would expect them to act in this situation, but a lot of it feels rehashed from other better SpongeBob episodes. And the spook factor is pretty light too. I get that it's not technically an actual Halloween episode, but the stories aren't that creative and play everything for laughs. I guess there are some moments of genuine atmosphere though, and the Dutchman is always a hoot, so I'll give both the episode and Halloween factor a 6 out of 10. And thus ends the last time I will probably ever watch this series. It's not awful, but it really doesn't justify its own existence.
Alright, 2 more episodes to go. What do we got for 2022? Oh, thank goodness.
They say dead men tell no tales, but I'm gonna have a whopper to tell after tonight.